Today, we're looking at my favorite high protein snacks. My name is Jacob Ziemer. I've been a coach online for the past 10 years that has helped thousands of people change their bodies. I work with real people who have careers and families. Fitness is not their first and foremost priority. And today we are going to be looking at high protein snacks that are easy to incorporate into your diet. We're also going to be looking at a few high fiber snacks that I really enjoy. The purpose of this video is to talk about snacks, not your nutrition as a whole. So this is a very limited portion of your diet, which is why many of the options that you see in front of me range from single ingredient foods to even processed foods. I have several videos out going shopping at Costco or Sam's Club where you can see a more holistic view of nutrition. And I also have videos on this channel where I talk about great dinner options or breakfast options, etc. So for the purpose of snacks though, we want things that are convenient and that we enjoy. I practice what's known as flexible dieting. That means 80% of the food you should be eating are single ingredient foods. The other 20% that you're eating are foods that should help you hit your macros, things like your protein goal, also help you hit your fiber goal, and at the same time, something you look forward to eating that you actually enjoy and that allows convenience and freedom in your nutrition. We'll start off with some of the least processed foods and move our way down. We're looking at protein options, starting with pulled chicken. This is pre-cooked chicken and it's pulled. The reason that I like pulled chicken is I find that many pre-cooked chicken options taste slightly rubbery. And when it's pulled chicken, it just is a lot more moist. It's a lot more tender. It tastes like real chicken. This is 140 calories, 26 grams of protein. When considering a protein source, we want to see, does it pass the protein test? 26 grams, we're going to take the protein, add a 0 to that, 260. Does this have that many calories or less? This does in fact pass our protein test. So this is a great option to keep our calories down while hitting our protein goal. And again, it's just incredibly convenient. Heat it up. Oftentimes, I like to put it on a high fiber bun and then have some vegetables on the side. These are 647 buns. They're very high in fiber. This is 90 calories with 9 grams of fiber. Again, the majority of your fiber should be coming from fruits and vegetables. I would recommend that you have at least one serving of fruit and vegetables with each and every single meal, but it's going to be very hard to hit a fiber goal by just incorporating fruit and vegetables. For my coaching clients, I actually have them eat 10 grams of fiber per 500 calories, which is going to allow them to eat very little and feel full. Next up, we have hard-boiled eggs. This is 50 calories, 6 grams of protein, again passes our protein test, and it doesn't get much more convenient than this. Obviously, if you want to do it a much cheaper way, cook them yourselves. And I actually typically do cook them myself, but hard-boiled eggs is another protein snack that I find really makes following your diet easy. Third high protein snack, we have Greek yogurt. When selecting Greek yogurt, I want to make sure that it passes our protein test, but what I'm also looking at is the added sugar. So you're going to see on this label, it says total sugar. Greek yogurt has lactose in it, like all dairy. Here, we want to make sure that they're not adding refined sugar to it. I really want to try to minimize refined sugar in my diet, and this has 0 added sugar. The reason that I'm going with low fat is it's going to keep the calories down, and I personally eat a lot of animal protein in my diet, and so for that reason, I'm going to get plenty of saturated fat systemically, so I want to make sure that my dairy sources are lean. A fourth option is cottage cheese, and again, I am going to opt for a lean source of protein. 70 calories, 12 grams of protein. When we consider if something is a lean source of protein, it's going to have less than 4 grams of saturated fat per serving. This is 0 fat, so there's no fat whatsoever, but you could also get 2%, and that's a great option, keeping your fat down and making sure that your protein passes the test. My name's Jacob Ziemer. I'm going to take 45 seconds to tell you about my coaching program. I've helped thousands of people with real lives lose real weight. You can go to jacobziemer.com to learn more. There are 4 major tenets of my coaching program. The first is that we give you macros. It's calories, protein, and fiber. That's all we're concerned about, along with custom meal templates. We also are going to build you a custom program on my app. My app includes over 1,000 videos. So regardless what space you have or what goals you have, my app can help you
train better. We also are going to create a cardiovascular program for you on the app as well, along with step goals. And fourth, you're going to go see your doctor, you're going to get your labs done, and we're going to walk you through the proper preventative health based on your family history. This is my coaching program that's helped thousands of people get in the best shape of their life.
Option number 5, we are looking at chicken tenders. Real Good has the best macros of any lightly breaded chicken tender, but I personally prefer the taste of Just Bare or Kirkland, the Costco brand. This is 170 calories, 17 grams of protein. It narrowly passes our protein test. It only has 1 gram of saturated fat. You can see that it does have some polyunsaturated fat. That means that it is using seed oils. When it comes to seed oil, as long as you're not having a massive amount of processed foods so that your omega-6s get out of range with your omega-3s, it's perfectly fine to incorporate some into your diet. Be mindful of your sodium when you are incorporating processed food. But again, as long as this is just a snack, it's just like one of your 4 meals a day, it's perfectly fine to incorporate foods like this. And our final protein source that most people would not consider processed is deli meat. However, deli meat is a class 1 carcinogen. It's recently, because of the changing of the food pyramid, been highlighted, and people are thinking from the first time ever it's classified as a group 1 carcinogen. It has forever because it is processed meat. It does not matter if they're using parsley, celery, whatever they're using, it is still a nitrate. Even if it says no nitrates added, it is the method in which it is being cooked. And so for that reason, I would highly suggest you limit the amount of deli meat that you have in your diet. I do incorporate it from time to time. I love a good sandwich, but it's not an everyday protein source. Getting into more processed options, which does not necessarily mean they are bad. We're going to be looking at these Quest chips. 140 calories, 19 grams of protein. Legendary also makes excellent chips that pass the protein test. What I really like about this food, besides the convenience, is the fact that it's not heat sensitive. I can throw these in the back of my car in the trunk, and whether it's really hot out or whether it's freezing out, they're going to be perfectly fine. I can grab them as a convenient snack when necessary. Protein bars. I have entire videos in which I talk about protein bars. I have a 2025 protein bar review where I go over the entire market. Built Bar, not the puff, an excellent option. Quest bars are a great option. Pure Protein, those are some great protein bar options. Again, nothing wrong with incorporating this from time to time, along with pre-made shakes. Along the spectrum of process, this is way before you reach things like Doritos or McDonald's. I would not be afraid to incorporate these products from time to time. One product that I want to mention in particular, Yasso, these Greek yogurt bars, they do not pass our protein test, but this is something that I look forward to each and every single day. I have been in love with ice cream since I was in high school, and this allows me to get my ice cream craving in each and every single day for only 100 calories. I just want to highlight this video is about high protein snacks, but I did want to mention a few snacks that I really love to incorporate in my diet to hit my fiber goal. Shameless Snacks. This is incredibly high in fiber. Hero Hawaiian rolls. They're sweet, they're savory, they're really high in fiber. And then these proper fries, 80% of the calories are coming from just potatoes. Only about 20% of the calories are coming from fat, which means there's very little oil on these potatoes. And they taste like steak fries. You just throw them in the oven. These are 3 high fiber snacks that I wanted to highlight, even though today's video is talking about high protein snacks. And that is it, guys. Those are protein snacks that I incorporate in my diet. Remember, 80% of what I'm eating are single ingredient foods, but the other 20% are things that help me hit my macros or things that I just really look forward to enjoying and eating. I find that if I wasn't to have these Yassos from time to time, I would definitely binge on traditional ice cream, which is way more caloric and has much more refined sugar. I appreciate you tuning in. If you like what you saw today, I put out long format content each and every single week here on YouTube, short format content on Instagram, TikTok, and also YouTube. And if you want to learn more about my coaching services, you can go to jacobzimmer.com where you can change your life. Thanks for tuning in, guys.